Hello, my name's Tony Rinaudo. I'm with World Vision Australia and I'm team leader of the Agricultural Task Force. The task force has been given the responsibility of looking at root causes of hunger and coming up with recommendations of best practice on how to tackle hunger problems. This report is the first of three assessment reports from 3 pilot countries, and it comes from Tigray in northern Ethiopia. Each country is different, but what I'd like to urge is that many of the principles outlined in this report are relevant whichever area you work in. Who's it for? It should be of special interest to national operations directors, to food security technicians, and to support officers, particularly the public face to our supporters, to advocacy teams and to the media. If you have any questions on the report, I'm happy to respond to them. So the report looks at the root causes of hunger and challenges World Vision in its approach, challenges us to take a fresh look. And when we think about it, many of our programming areas have been doing famine relief for more than a decade. And we really have to start looking at what are the root causes and what are the possible ways out of this. The surprising thing that comes out of this report is that all of the skills, the resources, and even the genetic materials needed to overcome the problems of food insecurity in Tigray are already there. Tigray has a long history of famine. Even in a good year, people rarely grow enough food to last them for 6 months. For the last 2 years, the region's been suffering drought, and in many districts of Tigray, over 80% of the people are hungry. Even so, our findings point to the fact that the skills and resources, the genetic material required, are already there. We just need to work with them and organise ourselves in the best way to benefit from them. This report looks at the constraints to food security in Tigray and maps a way forward on how to overcome them. Amongst the key recommendations include a targeted approach. Instead of having a shotgun approach where we do little bits of good work here and there, we're very targeted and deliberate in what we do. It calls for collaboration. Food insecurity is such a complex and far-reaching problem, we can't possibly expect to do it alone. Even the government can't do it. Other NGOs can't do it alone. And there's a lovely African proverb that says, a single finger cannot pick up a peanut, it takes 2 or 3. And it's the same with tackling food insecurity. There's a need to change attitudes and belief. We have to believe that despite the very difficult environment, we can achieve food insecurity. And many traditional beliefs that are stopping progress need to be challenged by World Vision. Importantly, environmental restoration must be a starting point, not an afterthought. And this is difficult for some people in World Vision because we think in terms of agriculture and food security, but actually we ignore the environment at our own peril. The report also outlines a number of outstanding genetic resources, drought-tolerant and nitrogen-fixing acacias that have high protein, high carbohydrate seeds. The cactus pear that produces prolific amounts of fruit for 3 months of the year despite the drought. And the moringa tree, very high in vitamins. In fact, every part of the tree is edible. On behalf of World Vision Australia, I'd like to thank World Vision Ethiopia, our partners in this assessment. And I'd encourage you all to please read this and share in the journey of building food security for all. Thank you.